Well, once again, Sean P. Diddy Combs is back in the headlines, but not for any good reasons. This time, Diddy is being sued by a former male producer and videographer. According to the graphic 73-page lawsuit, Rodney Little Rod Jones, who was also a former employee of Diddy, worked and traveled with Combs for months at a time between 2022 and 2023, while collaborating on 9 songs that would later appear on the hip-hop mogul's most recent album, the Love Album Off the Grid. Jones accuses Diddy of grabbing his private area without consent, forcing him to hire prostitutes and participate in sex acts with them, and trying to groom him into having sex with another man, with Diddy allegedly telling him that it was a normal practice in the music industry. The lawsuit also accuses Diddy of improper payment for his work on Diddy's The Love Album Off the Grid, and claims that Diddy maintained control over Jones by promising awards, fame, and access to high-level record executives. Later in the lawsuit, Jones claims that he was forced to drink tequila shots that were laced with drugs while at a listening party at Diddy's California house in July 2023. After drinking the mixture, the complaint reads, he blacked out and woke up at 4 a.m. the following morning naked with a sex worker sleeping next to him. Among other allegations, Jones claims that Combs did not compensate him for his music producing work, forced him to procure and interact with escorts, threatened him, and served alcoholic beverages laced with drugs to guests at parties at his homes. According to CNN, Combs' chief of staff, Christina Coram, Universal Music Group CEO Sir Lucian Grange, former Motown CEO Ethiopia Habtemariam, and Combs' adult son Justin are also named as defendants. Justin Combs, who is Diddy's son, is accused of soliciting escorts and underage girls to attend parties at his father's homes. Coram allegedly ordered escorts and illicit drugs for Combs and his guests, and according to the lawsuit, Jones believed Coram aided and abetted Combs' sexual assault. Grange and Habtemariam, according to the lawsuit, sponsored and attended several listening parties for the Love album at Combs' Los Angeles home, and knew or should have known that Mr. Combs was drugging the attendees through laced bottles of De Leon tequila and Ciroc vodka. As sponsors of these events, the lawsuit states Grange and Habtemariam had a duty and obligation to ensure that sex workers and underage girls were not present and that Mr. Combs was not spiking the alcohol with roofies. Sean Hawley, Sean Combs' attorney, denied the allegations in a statement to CNN, calling Jones a liar. Quote, his reckless name-dropping about events that are pure fiction and simply did not happen is nothing more than a transparent attempt to garner headlines. We have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies, Hawley said in the statement. Our attempts to share this proof with Mr. Jones's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, have been ignored as Mr. Blackburn refuses to return our calls. We will address these outlandish allegations in court and take all appropriate action against those who make them. A representative for Justin Combs told CNN in a statement that Justin Combs categorically denies these absurd allegations. They are all lies. This is a clear example of a desperate person taking desperate measures in hopes of a payday. There will be legal consequences for all defamatory statements made about the Combs family. According to the complaint obtained by CNN, Jones claims that throughout his time living with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones was the victim of constant, unsolicited, and unauthorized groping and touching of his booty hole. When Jones raised concerns about the alleged harassment to Coram, the lawsuit states that she dismissed it as friendly horseplay. Jones described Combs as forceful and demanding in the lawsuit, claiming that Combs displayed firearms, talked about getting away with shooting people, and intimidated Jones with his influence in the music industry. As his videographer, Jones alleges that he has secured hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Mr. Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity. Citing as an example of alleged grooming he experienced by Mr. Combs, Jones claims that Combs encouraged him to watch producer and reality TV personality Stevie J. Jordan, someone who Combs allegedly knew Jones admired professionally, engage in sex with another man. Quote, "This was done to ease Mr. Jones's anxiety concerning homosexuality," the suit alleges. According to Mr. Combs, this is a normal practice in the music industry. Look, even Stevie J is doing it. Stevie J is not accused of wrongdoing and is not named as a defendant in the lawsuit. In a statement to CNN, he called Mr. Jones's allegations false. In fact, this accusation was later debunked, as the picture of the man included in the suit is actually a male porn star named Knockout. He spoke out against Jones, including him in the legal document on X, Twitter, and said, "They will not bring him down off my name. Try again," he typed on the social media platform. Stevie J was not pleased by Mr. Jones's allegations and added, "My lawyer will be handling this going forward." Jones also alleges in the suit that Combs is liable for a sexual assault he says he experienced by Oscar-winning actor Cuba Gooding Jr., which allegedly took place on a yacht rented by Mr. Combs in the U.S. Virgin Islands in January 2023. Mr. Combs was present while Mr. Jones was being assaulted by Cuba Gooding Jr., the suit alleges. Mr. Jones was legally on the premises as a guest and invitee of Mr. Combs. The suit claims that Cuba Gooding Jr. began touching, groping, and fondling Mr. Jones's legs, his upper inner thighs, near his groin, the small of his back, near his buttocks, and his shoulders, Jones's lawsuit alleges. Gooding Jr. has not publicly commented on the complaint, and his representatives have not yet returned CNN's request for comment. He is not named as a defendant in the lawsuit. The suit also names Young Miami, Diddy's alleged ex-girlfriend, Fahim Muhammad, who is Diddy's head of security, Robin Greenhill, Diddy's accountant, amongst many other celebrities and big players in Diddy's circle. Rodney Little Rod Jones is seeking $30 million. Rodney says that he is fighting for his producer's rates, publishing shares, and royalties done on the Love Project. He also says that he is fighting for his rights for himself and his kids. He further welcomed any donations to take on Diddy and his legal team. On February 5th, Little Rod started a GoFundMe account in hopes to raise $50,000 titled "Help Me Sue Sean P. Diddy Combs." As of March 2nd, he has only raised $2,393. CNN has reached out to an attorney for Jones for comment on their statements. Representatives for Quorum, Grange, and Habtemariam were not immediately available for comment. Well, that's it for now. I'm Annie, and it was nice talking to you.
Embarrassing too. Let's just jump right into it. Some of you may know me or may not. I'm a music producer who's a writer and musician. Different genres. I started in the gospel and jazz and R&B and worked my way over to the hip hop side. I've been working on an album. I took a year off straight working on this album. That album is the Love album, Off the Grid by Diddy. And it's Grammy nominated right now as we speak. I should be celebrating, but the truth is I'm not. Taking this album on has required so much time, months and at a time, 16 hours, 24 hours a day. Sometimes, Diddy would request certain works to be done and tell us don't go to sleep until it's done. And the truth is we'll be up for days trying to accomplish that. I've tried to get my business straight with them on this album, but the truth is they're not playing fair. They hit me on below the belt on so many situations, just dealing with this. It's the contract that they give me and the offer that they gave me was just disgusting. The producer fee, pennies, and on top of that, these guys are trying to steal my publishing. I can't go for that, so I'm fighting back. He's a fighter, but I'm gonna put in this fight. I gotta do it for myself, my rights, and most importantly, my kids. Taking my publishing or stealing it is just. I'm not gonna let that happen. Not gonna let that happen. Again, this is one of those projects that took so much time from me. I missed holidays with my family, just out working on this album. At what point I was running around with the hard drives, the computer, just to run the ball on this album, to finish the production on it, and make sure that this album came to, a good project with good vibes, just where it is right now. And just to be offered little to no participation in this is highly disrespectful. I won't be that guy 20, 30 years from now looking back saying, I wish I'd done this. I'm gonna do this now. Doing this situation is not easy. Taking Puff to court, suing him is not easy. I don't have the monies that it's going to take to fight him in court. So I'm just asking, if you're in support, please. The link is in my bio to my GoFundMe. The money will go towards my attorney fees and to just make sure I'm keeping my head above water during the process. I really appreciate this. Thank you so much.